Hi, I'm Shayna.
And I'm Tracey, and we are the creators of The Pump a Dump Show. We are moms, but we were women first. And in this podcast, we explore what it's like to be a woman who also happens to be a mom.
Before we were moms, we were women. Before we were moms, we were chilling. We were pumping and dumping. We're talking about something. This is the Pump a Dump Podcast.
We're rolling. Welcome back, breeders.
Welcome back.
Episode
21.
21.
We thought we would play some songs for you guys today.
Yeah, if you haven't been able to go to a Pump and Dump show, there's a lot of music.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not kind of like, I don't know if this is what you picture or not, but it's not like what you would imagine. Like, we're not doing like parody songs or singing along to tracks. In fact, Tracy's not really singing at all.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a big element of our show that is me with a guitar doing, I guess, what you would call like music comedy.
Well, they're original songs that are very funny.
Yeah, I never know how to describe
I
it.
don't know what to call it either.
And so if you don't know this about me and my history as a comic, when I started doing comedy in New York 97 years ago, I was in a sketch group and I would write songs that I would perform in our sketch shows. And then that went into doing it as stand-up and performing with my guitar in stand-up rooms. And that's kind of always what my stand-up has been. So then when I had babies, it became about parenting.
Mm-hmm.
But in our first couple of shows 7 years ago were, I would do just some of my
Older stuff.
And so it's one of the things that makes the Pump and Dump show different. And
Mm-hmm.
it's one of the things that's super fun when we get to go to these music venues because, like, holy wow, singing in there is so fun. But we thought we would like highlight a couple different tracks from the show throughout the years and kind of discuss the subjects since they're all about parenting.
Yeah, and so we have a couple local Denver moms have come in to talk about it with us, another round table. So we hope you like the music and enjoy the conversation.
We got a special guest. Special guest.
Our latest roundtable guests today are the lovely Nikki and Megan. You guys, thank you for coming. Why don't you introduce yourself to the Pump It Up podcast?
Hi, I'm Nikki. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have a 7-year-old daughter named Avery, and Levi is my 3-year-old son.
My name is Megan. I have 2 girls. Avery is 6.5 and Reese is 4, and I am also a stay-at-home mom.
Okay, guys, so we're going to listen to Lies, which is a Pump It Up favorite.
It's one of our first ones
Yeah.
from like I don't even know
Gosh,
what year.
Yeah, it's an oldie.
1967.
Mhm, yeah. And it's about the lies that we tell ourselves before we have kids. All the things we thought were going to be, how we thought everything was going to be so perfect and we were going to be these amazing parents and everything was going to be easy peasy. And then it's just not the truth. So let's have a listen and then we'll discuss.
Lie, 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 lie. These are the lies that we tell ourselves. The babies are cheap and that when they go to sleep, we'll get shit done. Lie, 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 lie. These are the lies that we tell ourselves. The babies are cheap and that when they go to sleep, we'll get shit done. I'll have a disposable income. I won't get tired at 6 p.m. I'll lose all the baby weight with all the time that I'll spend at the gym. Lies, lies, these are all lies. I'll plan that date night every week. I'll breastfeed till I'm ready to stop. I'll just take the baby in the shower with me, and I can go braless in a tank top. Lies, all lies. These are the lies that we tell ourselves. Babies are cheap and that when they go to sleep, we'll get shit done. Lie, 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 lie. These are the lies that we tell ourselves. The babies are cheap and that when they go to sleep, we'll get shit done. I'll cook all organic every meal. My tits will stay up high and full. I'll feel like a goddess when I'm giving birth, and I won't want an epidural. Lies, lies, these are all lies. My marriage will get stronger, my husband's penis longer. I'll still hang with all of my friends, and the ones without kids won't mind it when I talk about my kids. Lies, lies, these are the lies that we tell ourselves. Babies are cheap, and that when they go to sleep, we'll get shit done. Hey, lie, 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 these are the lies that we tell ourselves. The babies are cheap, and that when they go to sleep, we'll get shit done. My tits will stay the same. My tits will stay the same. My tits will stay exactly the same. And at the end of the day, I'll still have the energy to fuck you. Hey! Lie, 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 lie. These are the lies that we tell ourselves. The babies are cheap, and that when they go to sleep, we'll get shit done. 2, 3, hey! Lie, 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 lie. These are the lies that we tell ourselves. The babies are cheap, and that when they go to sleep, we'll get shit done. Lie, 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 lie. These are the lies that we tell ourselves. The babies are cheap, and that when they go to sleep, we'll get shit done.
Okay, so discuss. What's the biggest lie that you laughed at that was the truest, Nikki?
Oh man, there's so many. I mean, well, first of all, that when they go to sleep, they'll get shit done. I don't get shit done ever.
Because
now.
you're just scrolling through Instagram.
Scrolling through Instagram. I'm too tired to do
Do
anything.
you sleep when they sleep? That's also a lie.
I mean, I'm probably in bed by 8:30 every night because I'm so fucking tired.
Yeah.
So there's no getting shit done. If you saw my closet right now, I don't know if anyone would be friends with me.
It wouldn't
'cause
spark joy.
every day I look at it and I'm like, I'm gonna tackle that shit today.
Yeah.
And that was like 3 months ago, and it still looks disastrous.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What about you, Megan?
I agree with getting shit done. Like, I just have piles everywhere, like on my countertop. These are just the things that I'm doing right now. They're not getting done. Just little mini piles everywhere.
Are they mini piles of kitchen stuff, or is it like collective lifestyle? It's all of the above.
Like just things in our life. Like, oh, I need to, make this phone call and schedule this appointment, or like call and pay that doctor's bill, or, sew this, whatever it is, or glue this broken Christmas ornament. We had like 5 Christmas ornaments just sitting there.
And did you actually think you were going to glue them back together?
I know. I'm
was like,
kind of
"Don't worry,
surprised
girl."
by your list. I'm like, what?
Yeah, don't worry, I'll glue them. And then they just sat there.
That's a lie.
And you sew, so that's
I mean,
pretty
that's amazing.
Well, just like a little, put a button back on or something. But I just put it on there and I look at it for a couple weeks. And then I
In your
consider
pile.
actually doing it.
So instead of to-do list, it's a to-do pile.
Yes. And it's just
Oh.
like the cluttered mind I don't
Mhm.
get anything actually done. It's hard to,
But
move
you
forward.
do. Obviously, you're raising humans.
Yeah.
They're fed. They're bathed. They make it to school most days.
most of the time. Yeah.
I don't know how bathed.
Yeah.
That's a tricky one.
I watched a lot of crap TV when my kids were young and took naps. That
Did
was
you?
my
You
time
did.
to watch.
Well, you
Reruns of
need
The
it.
Bachelor and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You did. So
Yes.
because those are like 2-hour episodes.
They are.
That was the whole nap.
So, ever since my kids were little, I give my husband like a 5-minute warning. When my head hits the pillow, if he's not in bed in like 5 minutes, then we're not gonna have sex that night because I'm tired. I want to go to sleep, and by the time he comes in, I'm too fucking tired to.
So you've like he's a 5-minute
Yeah, I'm
window.
like, I'm in bed. If you want to get nasty, then you better do it now because
I'm sorry. Do you call it getting nasty? Because I'm like really all about that, Janet.
if you want to make love, then you better.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
That's actually worse.
Your lover is laying down
Stop.
for 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes to get this.
But
Ready?
once
Go.
that melatonin kicks in and my eyes get hazy, then that's
Forget it.
Yeah.
Does he ever
Lights
come like
out.
skidding around the corner, or is he? He's like, wait, I'm still at 4.5.
He'll text me and be like, "You still up?" I'm like,
From downstairs.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hysterical.
But that's your out to just not answer, because then you don't have to.
Right.
I mean, it's sad, but sleep's become
Sure.
kind of top priority at this point.
Right. Well, otherwise, I mean, it's so hard to function.
No, I've discovered that, and I've said the nighttime is not the right time. Sorry, because you're just done,
Yeah.
dead.
But then morning isn't either, because they're all waking up and
And morning breath, I have a big problem with in my own. It's like not even that I mind his. I'm like so self-conscious of my own. Yeah. So having the energy to have sex, certainly. Like, but before you had the babies, did you see it in your future? Were you like, I'm pretty sure our sex life's going to be ruined, or did you think?
I thought maybe the first couple months when you're getting used to a newborn and then things go back to normal. But
Mhm.
I didn't think it would really take, after 7.5 years, it would take such a.
Just a nosedive. Sure. Understand. Well, here's my newest thing that I've discovered with the whole sex thing is that when the kids are not in the house, which is not very often, then it's like we're back to our old selves, mainly because I guess I forgot how much I enjoy being loud. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so for me, like that makes the biggest difference. It's not, it's like I can get over the exhaustion or the whatever if we, can occasionally get it done. It's just that like I want to be loud and I can't be loud.
no, yeah,
With
Well,
the
and you don't
kids
wanna
there.
Worry. I just it's all of it. It's just are they gonna walk in the door? Are they gonna knock on the door? Am I gonna scream and
Well, you
ruin
don't ha-
someone's life? We don't have what?
You don't have a lock on your door, right?
We don't have a lock and everything's open upstairs. So
Yeah.
it's just open, like they can hear everything. And I don't really like having like Scientology sex.
No.
Just a very silent
No, we definitely lock the door. And
You
I think,
do?
I think
Oh,
a
you
couple
lock-
months ago, it was like in the morning. We're like, Mommy and Daddy need to have a meeting, okay? Just go get
Yeah.
dressed. We'll see you later. Lock.
We've said we're doing our taxes before. We're like, we have to go talk about taxes. Or we'll say, we're upstairs discussing your allowance. So we have to have a talk about what it's going to be. So
Oh
you
my
cannot come
gosh.
up.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah. I just put on a show. It works
Yeah.
every time.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So here's one of the interesting things in this song, I think, is the idea that we're going to cook all organic, right? Because we told our kids the other day, it was funny, we were talking about this in healthy food because we've been really trying to implement healthy food. And we told our daughter that when she was a baby, we made all of her baby food, like from scratch, all of it, never bought a jar. And then when we had our son 1.5 years later, he only had jars.
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
how quickly we changed our tune.
Yeah.
Like it just went, talk about a nosedive. It just like didn't work out. I couldn't keep it up.
Well, not with them that close in age, too. I mean, that's impossible.
I don't even remember. I was just kind of drowning.
Well, the first time it's so fun to, use your little
Mhm.
food maker and feed them and
Bullet.
see what they're going to eat, and then the second time, I only used it to steam sweet potatoes because I feel like it was good at doing them.
What did you
pretty
use?
quickly.
The biaba
Like,
or whatever.
the
the big.
beba.
Oh, I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, biba.
Sorry, but
Biba.
we don't
Biba.
we don't know what you're called.
Biba cook. But yeah, it just first child gets the homemade
Mm-hmm.
food
The
and more of a
organic.
variety, and then the second child gets,
So the other thing I think about when I think of lies I told myself before having kids is right at the time when I was having Georgia was that show with the Novigrats. Do you remember what it was
Mhm.
called? It was like,
Oh, yeah. I don't remember what it was called. She's the one that has like the 14 children.
yes, she has 27 children.
But she's like an amazing interior designer, and her
Yeah,
husband's
and her
like super hip
husband-
and cool.
And he flips like
they flip
apartments
like
in New York
in like
City.
Manhattan. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would watch that show and she was so fucking chill with her kids. Like she was so laid back, and of course, because she probably had nannies with them all day long while she was working on this television show and interior design business. But
And she had 27 kids to watch
27.
the other kids.
they lived in a shoe. But I remember watching it and just she was so like kind of hippie gorgeous too, like just kind of naturally beautiful. And they would say like, you know, they have lots of friends and stuff, but they always just have always enjoyed spending more time with their kids. I think they had 7. I think
Yeah,
it's
I
7.
think it's 7.
Not 27.
Yeah, same diff.
And it was like I could see myself. Like I could picture a huge brood of children. I wanted 3. You know, she made it look so goddamn easy. You know, they'd be at a restaurant and she just was so chill. And I don't know what, because that's not even a part of my personality in the slightest to be that chill about really anything. But something inside me was like, I'm going to be like that as a mom. And it could not be like further from the truth. Like I definitely had a hard time handling 1. I definitely have had an even more ridiculous time handling 2. I don't know why I pictured myself like that.
Well, reality TV moms are all lies, like good and bad. I mean, it's all just a misrepresentation of actual reality.
Right.
So, I mean, either any way you look at it, it's either way worse and chaotic and totally dysfunctional, or it's this perfect, easy peasy Joanna Gaines, Courtney Novogratz. There's no just, because you can't actually, the mundane of it, you can't capture it on reality TV. It's just not very interesting, you know?
Right.
So you have to beef it up, and then it just makes people who are about to have kids think that that's what it looks like, and then you're just slapped in the face with the fact that you're not Courtney Novogratz.
Right. She slapped me pretty hard.
Yeah.
I've been slapped pretty hard
I
in the
think you
face.
just, before you have kids, you can't even imagine how much they're going to get under your skin, especially when they're babies. You know, you're like, oh, you're so cute and perfect. You can't. And then when they're like 2, and then you're pregnant with your second, you're like, you know, you're driving me nuts, and you never imagine how much you're going to lose your shit on your kids.
Yeah.
Because you just, you know, until it happens. And then you're like, oh, all right. And then it's nice to hear you're not the only one.
The anger is equally matched with the love. It's like the extreme irritation. Yeah, it kind of catches you off guard.
Right.
My daughter, who's 7 years old, has a lot of anxiety issues that we've had to deal with in the past couple years. She sees a therapist and that sort of stuff. And she gets under my skin so hard. And I try really hard to get into her mindset of what it must be like to be dealing with all that stuff. But then I still am like, Avery, shut the fuck up. Like, and then I take a moment and I feel so bad for, you know, screaming at her for something she probably can't really control. But, you know, you're only human. So
Do you think it's harder with girls too? I talk about this a lot with moms. Like when you have a girl, you know what they're up to. Like you see it coming down, and you just know they're like little mini versions of you, and you know the games they're playing. So I feel like you're less tolerant because you know, like you can call them out, which is I think maybe a little bit different from with boys. I don't know. I just sometimes like when I get really angry at my daughters because I just see her acting like me, and then I'm just like, you can't do that because yes, I know what you're about to do, and it's bullshit. You know.
I know my daughter notices that I'm much more, I don't want to say kind to my son, but just more.
That's because he's more kind to you.
Yeah. He's just so much easier and
Yeah.
sweet and doesn't give me a run for my money. And it makes me feel bad because Avery will be like, you love Levi more than me. And I'm like, I don't. It's just,
I like
love
him
the
more.
way he acts more than you. It's-
I always thought it was interesting. I think I did think I'd have maybe not a date night every week, but certainly every month, and definitely didn't expect biannually.
Sure.
It is now.
That's
you know?
a good point.
I don't know how. I have a few friends that have like almost standing Saturday night date nights, and I think it's amazing. But sometimes I just can't. Yeah, I don't know. I can't do it.
We've still never used a babysitter before.
You haven't?
What?
No.
In 7 years?
Oh my gosh.
Only grandparents have babysat. I've never had.
I mean, I've babysat your kids.
Yes, you have, but
Is
I've
that
never
because you're
had.
Well, if you have grandparents,
Yes. Why? Tell us why.
It makes me nervous leaving them with someone that I've barely met or, you know, found on Highlands Mommies or something like that. I don't know. They're even if they drive me crazy, they're still the loves of my life. So So yeah, I've never paid someone to watch my kids. So I think my husband and I have probably been on, we do like 1 or 2 dates a year or something like that.
Oh my gosh, Nikki, I had no idea. I'm so curious to our listeners, like how many people haven't had a babysitter?
Right. I felt like that with the first. I didn't want to leave her with anybody. Like, how could I trust anyone? And then when we had the second, I was like, who wants to
Peace
watch our
out.
kids? Anyone? I feel lucky though that I have found some girls that I obviously meet them once before we have them babysit, but I just
And
get a
I'm-
good feel and a good vibe.
There are good
Yes,
ones out there.
I'm
for
sure there are good ones. I just
But they're
don't-
hard to find because people covet their babysitters.
I
Like,
know.
Oh, yeah.
it's like
will.
nobody wants to share.
It takes work to find
Well,
them, you
that
gotta-
and it's so expensive at the end of the night when you're
After you've already popped for dinner and drinks.
We
and
call it a
whatever.
surcharge. It's the surcharge. So like you get to go out on a date and spend all this money, but then you have your surcharge of your babysitter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's rough.
Oh man. All right, Nikki, we're gonna figure that out.
okay.
We gotta
Unless you're just against it, which is total. I will
no,
respect.
I mean, I would love to have a nice night out with my husband. It just, I think, honestly, I'd be like looking at my phone the whole time.
Yeah.
And I was like, did they call? Did they call? Is something going on?
Well, you
Right.
have to do it. You have to break the cherry, and then you
Yeah.
got to go out a couple of times and realize that you can just relax and that they'll all be there.
I'll give you
break the cherry.
Pop the cherry.
That's how you get pregnant.
I'll give you the number of my girls.
Yeah, I
Sweet
know.
girls from
that's so
Ohio.
nice. Perfect.
They are really nice.
We love
Awesome.
Ohio here at the Pump and Dump Show.
Yeah,
so
we
you
do
just
love
that's the
Ohio.
golden
They're
ticket.
from
Yeah.
Akron, really great
Oh,
girls.
done.
And I don't mind sharing their number because I
Awesome.
mean we can't go out every weekend, and I'm pregnant now, so we're not paying for a sitter, so I can go out and not drink.
Hey, she's pregnant. She's about to like start over, you guys. Whoop, whoop.
Yep.
I know. Is this scary when we actually talk about all the miserable times?
I just am really focused on like preserving, like I haven't been pregnant in 5 years, so and then my youngest is 4, so I've had 4 years to like get back in shape and take care of myself, and I really just want to preserve that because I know this will be like for the long haul after this,
Right.
So.
Well, that brings us to the next slide, right? Like
Yeah.
about how
Yeah.
much we're going to go to the gym and have our bodies exactly the same. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure every single person was like, it'll be all right. Look at Heidi Klum.
Oh.
You know?
I wish I took a picture of my boobs. I literally do because
Oh.
I can't even remember.
Oh.
Did anyone take a picture
Yeah,
of their
there's
boobs?
no Polaroid stuck. I mean, like,
I don't know. I might be able to dig and find one, but I wish I did, just so I could look and remember. 'Cause I can't
Oh.
imagine.
I once did a copy machine of my boobs. I wonder where that is.
We got given one of the best wedding presents we ever got given is someone gave us a Polaroid, one of our friends, and he was like, here's a Polaroid camera. You're taking it with you on your honeymoon and you know what to do.
Oh my gosh.
And we did. And it was so fun because you can't, no one saw the pictures because they're self-developing. So we have all these really fun honeymoon pictures. I can't believe I'm just like,
I can't believe this. I didn't know this. This is exciting.
yeah. No, I can't look at them because it's depressing.
No.
But
It's good to
there might be
remember.
one of me. Yeah, no, never mind. But yes, I have pictures of my boobs on Polaroid.
Oh my
Love it. Film.
gosh.
I mean, my breastfeeding boobs were the best.
Oh,
out
yeah.
there.
Mine too.
They were amazing.
Like porn star
Yeah.
style.
Mm-hmm.
Love them.
I miss that. There's one picture, I think it's on my Facebook, of me in a tank top while I was still nursing Bo. And you know how, like, probably since then, like, the pads have gotten smaller and like less. But the pads at the time were like really, really thick, like those.
Oh, the
would
nursing
the
pads?
nursing
Yeah.
pads.
Oh.
And I was like, fuck yes. So I have huge tits and I have pads on top of them. And I have never had boobs my whole life, like Nikki.
Yeah.
And it was like, I just remember walking out in the living room and being like, my mom was there with my husband, and I was just like, you have to look at these. I'm really sorry, but you have to see this. This is crazy.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
It
yeah.
was so beautiful.
I didn't think. I thought I was surprised at how much I hated gym daycare. I thought that was going to be real easy for me, just to like breeze into the gym, drop her off, have some fun, and that's the people that I didn't trust and didn't like. And then once I realized it was just a cesspool of every infectious disease known to man, I think I did it like twice, and that's when I was a nervous wreck the whole time. Then, like, I couldn't even work out because you keep looking at the phone if they're trying to page you and what's going on in there.
And when you go to pick them up the first time, your kid is crying when you walk in.
oh yeah, like
Always
in a
crying.
corner, just like terrified. Clutching some toy to try to protect themselves.
I feel like in the last 8 years, though, there's definitely been some like the studio down the street has like childcare, but it's like other moms who volunteer so that they get discount classes. So it's not quite the same as like the 24-hour fitness 16-year-old like.
Who's never held a child in their life.
Right. Or they're like not allowed to hold a child. They're like, they're not allowed to change a diaper or hold a child.
And then also you're just like, are you going to cap out the people inside here, or are you just going to keep letting them stream in? Because I don't think that there's a lot more room for anyone to pee on anything else. And the children are now starting to look like a cage of chickens. But it's fine. I'm just going to go hit the elliptical.
Yeah, I'll be back at the gym. No problem.
Totally going to relax in the hot tub knowing that this is happening upstairs to my child. What other lives did you guys have before you had kids? Like, what did you think? What did you think it was going to be
I think the amount of money they cost. You
Oh.
think, they don't need that much. And then especially as they get older, there's like lessons and classes and camps and
Clothes,
all these,
Even
toys.
just school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Preschool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everyone always said like a baby can sleep in a drawer. Like, the same thing about having a baby or getting married or making any life decision. There's never a good time. So just do it. Right.
Mhm.
But I've never been so depressed and broke in my life
Mm-hmm.
than when like my 2 kids had just been born.
I don't know if you'd call it a slap in the face, but when you look at Instagram and you see the Instagram mommies who look so put together and, have their hot coffee in the morning, I've probably heated mine up about 15 times and they've got their shit together and you're lucky if you have on clean underwear and
Lies. It's all lies.
You're like, I told myself I would wear clean underwear and it's never going to happen.
I just stopped wearing underwear because of it. I'm like, I don't do laundry enough to have clean underwear. So,
All right.
most of the time I'm
You're just
freeballing
going
it.
commando.
She's free-balling. She's commando mom. Oh, man. All right. Well, should we move on to another
Yeah.
song?
All right. The next song, sort of a little Joni Mitchell ditty, discussing there's so many things we love to do with our kids and for our kids, so many things we love about being moms, but there's always just that one thing that puts every mom over the edge. And it might be different for everyone, but we all have that one thing that we just hate. We worry that they're going to ask us to do it with them, or we hate to have to do it. So that's what this song is about.
I'll take care of you, dear. Clean your dirty underwear. I'll drive you around, deal with the sound of your meltdowns. I'll sing you songs and read your books. Pretend that I know how to cook. Rub your cheek, plan your week. Diaper leaks, hide and seek, but please, there's one thing I ask of you. Don't ask me to push you on the swing. I don't know why, but I think I'd rather die than stand there pushing, pushing, pushing you on the swing. Everyone has their cross to bear. I can't explain why this is mine. Please just can't you slide a few more fucking times? Hey, look, a seesaw. And isn't that your friend? Your daddy's calling on the phone. Your brother pooped his pants again. We gotta go. It's overflowing. I'll carry you to bed. Rub your belly and your head. Warm your milk. Meet your friends. Let you watch Frozen again. I'll buy you ice cream with rainbow sprinkles and maybe even caramel corn. Just don't make me stand there pushing. I pushed enough when you were born. So please, don't make me push you on the swing. It fucking kills me every time. I really hate it. Just go ahead and stick a needle in my eye so I don't have to push you, push you, push you on the swing.
God damn it. I hate the swings.
You do.
I do. And then, so like, even in the years since, my kids would ask if I, like, will you go push me on the swings? And I'm like, no. I just say no. Like, I didn't even do it and hate it.
You just hate it.
Mm-hmm.
What's your swings?
I don't know if this counts as swings, but I hate any grocery store that has little carts that the kids can push.
Preach.
Because my kids like to slam into other people's legs and into displays.
You mean like Trader Joe's?
Like Trader Joe's.
Like customer and training
and
carts?
Lucky's has them. And I have to try and like put blinders on my kids when we go to the grocery store because it's my worst nightmare. I hate it.
Because they want to push it.
They want to push and they argue over who gets to put what in their cart. And Levi once knocked over a cheese display at Trader Joe's
Oh
with
my gosh.
it. So
Which you'd think Trader Joe's would be like, maybe this wasn't such a great idea.
no, I want to kill whoever thought that was a good idea to have kids push carts at the grocery
Yeah,
store.
who gave them the power? Yeah, no. She's just not allowed. I just say no. There's no pushing of the carts and there's no cart. I hate all of that.
Oh yes, the car cart. We have my son likes to sit in those too.
Ugh,
The
no,
germs.
thank you. The germs and the backache. I mean, they're just not easy to navigate.
No.
And there's nowhere to put your groceries, which is the whole point of being there.
And it's always the carts that make like that
Yeah.
noise that drives me absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
I agree with the swings. I've come to just say, no, I can't push you. Go do something else. But another thing is brushing their teeth.
Oh.
My younger daughter's really good and will just stand there with her mouth wide open and do a great job. But my older daughter doesn't open her mouth. Her tongue's always pushing the toothbrush away. I dread it. I hate it. So
yeah.
I like to just delegate that to Dad if I can.
As you should.
And every time I do it, I'm just grinding my teeth and like, oh, this is awful, but your breath is so stinky.
I know. Remember when they smelled good?
Yeah.
It's so how quickly that changes, right? Like, remember when their little baby breath never smelled bad? It
I
just
know.
smelled like,
'Cause there's nothing impure in their bodies.
yeah, just like it was like even baby food. It didn't smell that
Mhm.
bad. And then now it's like, my kids gross me out so constantly.
Mhm.
I still love the smell of Levi's stinky breath. I don't
Aw.
know. His 3-year-old morning breath, it's bad, but it's still like, oh, I love you. Good morning.
Oh, that's sweet.
My younger daughter's just recently changed to stank. It wasn't that bad, but she just turned 4. So,
Or their feet, because feet start to stink.
Oh.
yes.
I never
would say my
thought-
daughter's feet are much worse than her morning breath.
Oh God, it's so bad.
I've wondered if something died. Like something's obvious. There's a small animal that's dead in my purse.
I always
Oh,
think
it's
that
her
like the
shoes.
dog shit. I'm always like,
Yeah.
where did the dog shit? And then I'm like, oh, it's your
Oh my
feet.
gosh, it's so amazing. How can something so cute make something smell so bad?
It's these cheap because they grow so fast. You don't want to invest in like the really nice shoes that aren't made of like styrofoam, whatever the hell and so you want to buy a $20 pair of shoes because they ruin them so fast.
But I mean, if they're wearing socks, like what happens in there? Like what sort of chemical malfunction happens to make it smell so bad? And remember Evie had that foot allergy, so she couldn't even wear rubber shoes.
What did she have to wear? Wooden shoes? That's what
I
you were
tried for a
binding her
while.
feet.
Yeah, I was binding her feet. No, she's allergic. She had a thing where kids are allergic to rubber. And one time when she was a baby, she was wearing Crocs. Not a baby, but she was like a toddler. And I turned her over and her feet had like slits, like cuts all on the bottoms of her feet. And of course, it was on a Saturday morning. So of course, I have to call the emergency line for the pediatrician in a panic. And before I even finished my, hysterical thing, she's like, was she wearing Crocs? And I said, yeah. And she said, well, she can't wear Crocs. She's got an allergy. And then it just made me feel like I was like poisoning my baby with cheap shoes that I thought I was going to put on there. But so then now she always had to wear shoes with leather soles and they still smell.
Ugh.
That's my
God.
point.
That is, I get to the point where I'm like, you have to put your feet in the bathtub, just rinse them off really
Oh,
fast, and then you
God.
can come out here and hang out.
Then I'll speak to you.
It's pretty gross. Then I will speak to you. All right. What are other things that we hate doing?
I hate any craft project that's like out of a box that requires rules and, a system.
Skills.
Sure.
Word. Yeah.
Hate. Like you and I agree on this, Shay. Like I'll color the adult coloring books, the real intricate things. I'll sit there and do that with her all day. And I'm happy to cook. I don't mind cooking with her, and I didn't even mind doing Legos, but it was the craft projects that just made me want to gouge my eyes out.
I'm not a craft mom.
My youngest daughter just had a birthday and she got a lot of craft type presents.
They're always presents because you wouldn't buy that shit.
And my parents were in town and my mom said, who buys these things? And I was like, well, they thought it was better than a toy. And she goes, what about books? Why don't people buy books anymore?
Did you see the peace rock at my house the other day that's just been sitting out on the counter?
What's a peace rock?
So she got a rock decorating kit, which is like amazing that you spend any money on it, given how many thousands of rocks are outside our house. But they're
have it
flat,
too.
and it's cute. Like I actually kind of like painting rocks, even though I'm a terrible artist. So she got like a kit that has decals that you can sort of transfer onto the rocks, and there's little paint brushes, and then there were some words, and I'm not totally sure what it was how you were exactly supposed to do it because, of course, I couldn't be bothered. But at one point, she came over and asked me, and I was like, well, just cut it out, cut around it, and then like glue it on. And it said the word peace. And so she just cut a square of it, and it was on like a thicker cardstock and just glued a white piece of paper that says peace on top of a rock.
Like she might as well just chewed a piece of gum and just like stuck it on with that.
I mean, I was like, Evie. Even she said, she's like, I didn't know what to do with it.
That's
There's just this weird
hysterical.
rock. I'll post it. It's so funny.
I mean, how many moms are pretending to like crafts and how many do? Because there's got to be moms that are. I mean, do you like the crafts, Megan? No.
No, I mean, I barely let my kids play with the Play-Doh and like do paint. I've gone through phases where I'll let them do it. And then I have to put it up in the high cupboard.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
I have one very crafty friend who I feel shame when I go over to her house because it's nothing I would ever do with my children. Avery got a lip gloss making kit for her birthday, and that thing was trying to put the lip gloss into the tube.
That sounds terrible.
Or the
Oh my
crystal
gosh.
making kit. That's the one that kills me. The crystal making
yeah,
kit.
we had that.
Like it's so mad. Just the mess alone.
Yeah, I think we were over here for Hanukkah, and I got Avery a like a fuse bead set, and you wouldn't let her open it over here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, is that those tiny little beads? I actually do like the one that you iron.
I would have let her open it at my house. That's hilarious. Also, that's because Bo got one of those stuck in his ear. Yeah. When we were out of town on a show, and then we just got like a text that Chris was like, yeah, we think there's a bead in his ear. We're using, that snot sucker. Like they're
the
like
nose
using
Frida?
it.
Oh, the
the
bulb.
electric one.
Oh.
They were like using it on his ear to try to suck it.
A fuse bead.
It's a fuse
Oh my
bead.
God.
Yeah. Wow. I'm really sorry.
That's okay.
Jeez, Shayna.
Hysterical.
Actually, that's one I do like that activity. I've done that before.
I just don't like the ironing part.
I know
where
we
it's
completely ruined my $50 iron. It's useless except for beads. I can't use it for anything.
My daughter loves these things called LOL dolls, which are just a bunch of plastic junk, but she begs me to play with her, and I hate playing make-believe. I hate it. I set a timer. I'm like 10 minutes, and then mommy has to go do other stuff, but I hate. And I always do it wrong too.
Oh, well.
Like, you're not supposed to do that. She doesn't, that's not her name. And I'm like, well, then I'm not going to play with you.
Yeah.
Like, it's annoying.
Wow. I'm actually impressed that you do 10 minutes because I don't do it at all.
No.
I'll place an order with a pretend waitress.
I'm good at she's gone now. She's whittled it down to where this is how she even can remotely play with me. It's, Mom, while you're cooking in the kitchen, can I come up and talk to you and ask you for some orders while I play restaurant? And I'm like, okay, fair enough. That I can deal with.
That's hilarious.
I
That's
know.
exactly true. Yeah.
My kids have gotten in the habit of saying, Mommy, when you're done with what you're doing, can you please, get me
Oh,
a snack
no.
or whatever? And I'm like, well, okay, I'm not done yet.
Yeah, you just gave yourself.
You know what? When I'm done with what I'm doing, I have something else I have to do.
Doesn't include but what you want. Yeah, I refuse to buy those
I
anymore.
think Avery gave a bunch to Georgia last week.
Yeah, she did. They're just sitting on her nightstand, not put away. I'm really glad that LOL is a sponsor of the Pump and Dump podcast. Can you imagine? All right, what else do we hate? This we could talk about all day. What
I
we
know.
things that we hate doing. My daughter still doesn't know how to wash her own hair, and I love that. I told Tracy because I was just like, God, I'm so sick of washing her hair. And Tracy's like, just tell her she's got to figure it out. It's like I've tried, but then she won't do it.
Yeah.
And then their head smells, you know, like you got to get it washed. And I'm just like so over it. I'm so over it.
Avery will say she has done her own hair and comes downstairs and I'm like, oh girl, you are not leaving the house looking like that. I'm like, you didn't even brush the back of your head.
It's just like just the front
it's
two
just
sides.
And then it's just a poof. And
It drives me crazy.
I agree with the hair washing and just giving them baths in general now. I mean, I remember when I just had one and it was like so peaceful, bath every night. And now I avoid them, although my girls just started showering, which is great. And so they'll shower separately, but then to get their hair washed,
You're
it's
like
not
sticking
great.
your arms in there and there's water all over the bathroom. That's what happens to me.
Or if I let my older daughter do her own, she comes out with conditioner still in her
Yeah, we
hair.
call it slime check. So she yells from the thing. She's like, slime check. And then I go in and reach in and check.
That's impressive
But
that she's even willing to do it on her own. Georgia won't do it.
yeah, but you know, I'm German, so I just told her she had to. And also I cut out conditioner. It was too much. It's like she didn't really need it and her hair was looking so greasy that I just finally told her to stop using it. And it's actually been fine.
So she just uses shampoo or she uses like a combo?
No, she just uses shampoo and it's been totally
Well, she has
fine.
shorter hair though,
She does
too.
and that helps too. She chopped off all her hair and so she definitely can wash it. But when it was long like Georgie's, oh my gosh.
The worst part is now it's long. It's so long that it's in the water of the bathtub. So when I'm trying to like wash it, it's already coming out and I'm just like, then I like try to take it out and put it on the side like Rapunzel and try to like comb it. Meanwhile, I'm like, I can't do this and drink my whiskey. This bath time is ruined.
bath time is my husband's job.
Yeah,
I
mine too.
don't ever do bath time.
I am jealous.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I mean, Chris will do it, but then it just, again, it's one of those things with your motherfuckers where they just don't do it the same way you do. And I'm just picky about like, maybe I have just like a really strong sense of smell, but I'm just like, it's not clean. It's not clean. I can smell your head. And that's just what
Smell
happens.
your head.
Do they wash their hair every time they?
Just Georgia. Bo, I honestly wash his hair every couple months.
Yeah.
It never, I do. Because he, you know, he'll either be at swim or just get it wet in the bath. And it's so like, when it's too clean, it looks weird anyway. So it kind of needs to be a little bit dirty.
And you don't mind his head smelling, of course,
His
because he's your son.
head doesn't smell.
Of course it doesn't.
He's
Exactly.
His butt smells, but that's a whole other, that is a whole other thing, man.
I don't clip nails. I hate clipping nails.
I love clipping.
You do? You do?
Well, when they cooperate, but yeah.
I was booted. Evie booted me
Neither of
from
my
it. She
kids
won't
let
even
him.
let me do it. Oh, I hate it. Hate.
I would love to do it. They won't let me. They neither one. Bo has like girl nails, like, and by the end of the day, it's just black under there. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else I hate. What do you really love? Let's go positive. What's something that you love to do?
Even when they were like like little babies, like what was the thing? Nikki just left. The door just slams.
Love to do.
I love to snuggle. I mean, I'm not a craft mom and I'm not a play pretend mom, but thank God my kids really the only thing they ever ask of me is just to like
Lay on top of you.
yeah. And
I
I'm
do love to
totally
snuggle.
fine with it.
Sure.
You remember, like even your kid was snuggling with me the other day. It must be something about me.
Levi loves you.
Well, he's like my favorite 3-year-old. This kid is like ridiculous. Yeah.
I love to listen to music with my daughter. She's very into pop music right now, so that's fun that we get to. I took her to her first concert last May. We went to Taylor Swift, and that was
so fun.
such a good time.
That's amazing.
And so, yeah, we always rock out in the car together, and
Yeah.
that's a lot of fun.
I agree. Listening to music and watching them dance is fun.
Oh yeah, nothing better than a family dance
Yeah.
party.
Yeah, we do a lot of those for sure.
Mm-hmm.
When they were little, I liked, getting them dressed. Made me happy, like picking out their clothes. Now I do enjoy watching what they choose to wear because they pick out their own clothes. It's pretty amusing. They do a pretty good job.
My kids do such a terrible job.
You ever tell them like, no, turn around, go change?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Georgia's just, so yesterday I actually, because they're going away for spring break, I'm sending my children away, you guys. I realized that, they grow so much between fall and spring that like none of her clothes that, especially t-shirts or like summery clothes will fit her anymore. I ended up, it's kind of like a big moment. I almost started bawling in Target. I ended up buying her extra small t-shirts from the junior department.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's what's going to fit her. And you know what? There's so many cuter t-shirts over there.
Right.
And I was just like, this is just better for her because they're not those little tiny, tight, like with a princess on the front. Like now she's got like, I mean, they fit her. We brought her home.
She has t-shirts that say rose all day on them.
Now she has, yes. They're like coffee break. Like,
But first coffee.
yeah, exactly.
Good
So she's
vibes only.
She's going to Palm Springs with a rose all day.
Love it.
Exactly right.
And nope, she's just like already teenage.
Yeah,
That's
nope.
really funny.
I don't know if this counts as something. Well, I guess it's something I hate. I like to treat myself by going to Starbucks, and it's really hard to go now because my kids expect treats and drinks as well when we go, and then I end up spending like $20 every time we go to Starbucks, and
Yeah, that's
kills
rough.
my wallet.
What's their MO? Like, what do they get?
They like pink drinks.
What's that?
It is the acai refresher with coconut milk in it,
Oh,
and
that sounds delightful.
and
but
they like
expensive.
the croissants.
Oh,
My girls don't know about the pink drinks.
No.
Yeah.
But they expect a cake pop.
Yeah.
And even if they like didn't do anything or like earn it
They
or
expect a
do
cake
well
pop.
like getting their shots at the doctor or something, I'm like,
Right.
okay, that's when
Yeah.
I first let you have that. It's not just an everyday thing. but
No.
sometimes I just
And
get
they'll,
them.
they'll scream from the back seat like, "I want a chocolate croissant!" I'm like, I'm talking to them. Can you stop?
Also, who are you with your chocolate croissants? I love that.
So
Oh, yeah.
now it's like I have to skip going through the drive-through, and that's such a
Yeah.
bummer.
We're a lemon. I won't say the L word. We're a lemon bread. That's
what's the L word?
loaf? Why'd you
Lemon
make me say
loaf.
it?
I couldn't have guessed that that's what you were
I
going to
hate
say.
it
I'm
so much.
sorry.
I literally won't say it when I order it. I'm like, we'll have the banana, we'll have the pumpkin bread, please. A slice of that. And then they'll repeat it back to me. The pumpkin
Loaf.
Wow.
hate it. Hate that word so hard.
I hated, well, I didn't hate. I loved holding my babies, but not being able to put them down, especially my daughter never wanted to be put down in a swing or with anyone else
That's rough.
but me.
That's really hard.
Yeah.
I definitely think I have back problems from
Yeah.
always holding her.
I had like carpal tunnel from breastfeeding, like just the way that my wrist would like bend. I had to wear like a brace.
And she also, she never wanted to be in a carrier. So it wasn't like I had my hands free. She
Oh.
only liked mommy's arms all the
wow.
time.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That is really rough. Well, you guys, thank you so much for contributing to our music panel today. We learned a lot about you and your children and the things that we hate and the lies that we told ourselves. We were just, I think we kind of got it off our chest today. We really pumped and dumped.
We did. We really pumped and dumped.
So we really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
A safe
You're
space
awesome
here.
moms. Yes, both of you.
Totally safe space.
We're on tour. We're on tour. We got a tour update.
Last weekend was
It was a real doozy.
wow. Yeah,
If you live anywhere near Indianapolis, once again,
mea culpa.
let's just apologize again.
We literally could not exit the state. We couldn't fly out of it. We could not drive out of it. All the highways in and out of Colorado were closed because of weather.
Not that we would have made it on time anyway.
But we thought about it.
we
We would
thought
have
about
given
it.
it a try.
We booked about, 4 flights that got
Yeah.
canceled. We spent the entire bomb cyclone day without electricity, on the phone without computers. I was holding my husband's phone, looking at reservations while on the phone with United.
It was
on
like an emergency triage.
travel agency.
It was like an emergency triage travel agency that happened between you, me, and Kate. It was out of control.
all day. And then we ended up, I don't know if you know this or if I'm allowed to say it, but when there's so many different factors involved when you book these things, there's the venue and then there's us. And we are not allowed to announce a cancellation until the venue announces the cancellation. It's part of our contract. It's part of the operations. So we knew we weren't going to make it there, and we weren't allowed to tell you guys. And so we woke up the next morning and were stressing all day long, knowing that we couldn't make it out. And then apparently people finally found out, and a lot of people were really pissed. And we're just here to tell you we are
super
so sorry. It was awful, and we
Never like to cancel shows ever.
no. And it's a huge loss for us as a business,
Yeah.
and it was a huge loss for us emotionally. And listen, do not think that we just blew that off lightly.
No, I mean, and then even just trying to get to Michigan after that was, if you guys follow our stories, was quite an ordeal. We were stuck on a United plane for 4.5 hours. We took off an hour after we were supposed to have already been landed in Michigan. I mean, we got to the airport at 3:30 in the afternoon, and we didn't go to sleep until 3:30 in the morning. And then we did a show.
And then drove to
2
Detroit
shows.
and did another show.
Yeah.
And look, we love doing it, and it was
So fun. Grand
so
Rapids
fun.
and Detroit.
Michigan,
we
you
had
really
such
brought
a great
it.
time. Yeah, but it's man, weather is brutal, but it's a lot of that's out of our hands, y'all. So we're so sorry, Indiana. We apologize.
and we've always wanted to come to you, and
Oh.
then we tried to reschedule, and the venue wouldn't.
Well,
So
there just wasn't a date that worked, and
so we apologize.
Yeah.
We really have wanted to see you forever.
but I will say two highlights of our Michigan trip. One was eating at the Little Bird in Grand Rapids, my new favorite restaurant in America, I think.
So delightful.
So good. And then the second was eating at Fat Boys, somewhere on the outskirts of Grand Rapids.
Although it did cause me to have diarrhea.
I'm pretty sure
right
I'm
before
still-
we went on stage.
Yeah, and I think I'm part of the reason I'm struggling today is from Fat Boys on Saturday. But it was like this total, local, just family run, off the beaten track dive where we gorged. I ate a olive burger. It was their signature.
Just put some salt on top of some salt.
So it's just a hamburger, and then they ground up green olives and put it in the hamburger, and they were super proud of it. I'm like, all right, give me an olive burger at 11 o'clock in the morning. We hadn't eaten
Yeah.
anything. So that was kind of fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And then we blew it out at Royal Oak.
Mhm.
It was an amazing time,
Mhm.
an amazing show. And you can see some pictures online and stuff.
Mhm.
And now we're about to head into our kids' spring break,
Mhm.
which ends with us flying to Boise
Mhm.
for one night.
Boise, and then we're off to DC.
Yeah.
2 nights in Washington, D.C. at the City Winery, and that is going to be so fun, and I'm really hoping that the cherry blossoms are blooming.
Yeah. So that'll be great. And follow along. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and you can check out our tour dates all on our website, The Pump and Dump Show.
Talk to you next time.